Soup for President, Chapter 11. Today's the day, said Soup. Sure is, I told him. We are on our way to school on Election Day. The pair of us breaking into a trot every so often because I don't guess that either Soup or I would want to be late for school. Not on this day of days. Landon is a sure winner, said Soup. Yeah, I said, poor President Roosevelt doesn't stand a chance. Not against a Republican like Alfred M. Landon. Soup picked up a pebble and threw it into Put's pond, where it landed with a chomp. Rings grew and winded in circles. Everybody in town is going to vote for Landon, said Soup, except Mr. Joubert, who never got married on account of he's a Democrat. Reaching into the pocket of my knickerbockers, I unfolded a slip of paper upon which I had written the names of some kids in the school. Not all, just a few. What's all that? Asked Soup. Well, I said, as your campaign manager, I thought I'd make an estimate of how certain folks in our school are going to vote. All the guys will vote for me, said Soup. Not all, I warned him. Is that why you put a question mark after Eddie Tacker's name? Yep. Eddie doesn't like you, and me he likes even less. Eddie'll vote for Bissell. You got Allie and Raleigh down, too. I know it. They'll vote for me, won't they? Maybe yes and maybe no. Soup stopped. So did I. Heads together, we fingered down the list on my yellow paper. Soup's finger pointed at Sue Terwilliger and then at Alice Wilson. Hey, both of those gals will vote for Norma Jean, won't they? Nope, I said. How come? Boy, I said to Soup, you sure are dumb. Alice is sort of sweet on you and you don't even know it. Sweet on me? What gives you that idea? I peeked a look at Alice's penmanship paper. So? Instead of ovals, I said, Alice writes a whole line of nothing but Luther, Luther, Luther. Gee, said Soup. Alice Wilson? Now I suppose you're going to tell me that Sue Terwilliger is just as sweet on me. No way. Sue thinks you and I both smell of cow. I reckon we do, said Soup. Here's the catch. Sue Terwilliger's hair isn't as blonde as Norma Jean Bissell's. That wouldn't bother me, said Soup. No, I don't guess it would worry me either. But it frets the heck out of Sue Terwilliger, and that, as I got it figured, is why she'll vote for you. So I'm going to win, said Soup. No, I wanted to tell Soup, you're probably going to lose. Only by 1 vote, or 2 votes on the very outside. But you're going to lose the election, Soup. That was what I wanted to tell him. But seeing as we had both worked so hard to win, I just didn't have the heart. I was too tired for truth. Yeah, I said, you might win. I wasn't the only boy in school who was sweet on Norma Jean Bissell. For a fact, I knew that big old Eddie Tacker thought Norma Jean was sugar candy, and she thought he was almost as smart as 2 gorillas and half as handsome. Allie liked Norma Jean, and so did Raleigh McGraw and Jack Sturgis. Would they vote for a girl? Maybe so. I wanted to vote for Norma Jean too, yet I knew I'd vote for Soup. Yeah, said Soup, as soon as Miss Kelly counts all the votes and announces that I'm the president, I'll just walk over and shake hands with Norma Jean Bissell so she won't feel too grieved. Good idea, I told him. And then I might even declare a holiday, no school, in honor of my victory. You're not the president yet, I said, and even if you are, Miss Kelly is still the queen, and she's always boss. She sure is, said Soup. Yeah, I know, I said. Sometimes I sort of hanker that the president of the United U.S. of A. was Miss Kelly. I'd vote for Miss Kelly for anything, said Soup, even if it was to be ruler of the whole doggone world, the moon and half of Saturn. Me too. In fact, said Soup, I think that when the ballots are all tallied up and as soon as I take my oath of office, I'll declare a special day sometime soon. What kind of day? We'll call it Miss Kelly Day. Like a festival or something? Right, said Soup. I will decree that every kid has to make her a present, and we'll all get to school early and string up Japanese lanterns. And some bunting. Yeah, maybe the girls can make some cupcakes with a K on top. How come, I asked Soup, you're so all-fired stuck on Miss Kelly all of a sudden? It ain't all of a sudden, said Soup. Picking up a willow tree, he whacked it against the trunk of a tree as we were taking our last shortcut to the schoolhouse. I guess that I've been thinking all along that Miss Kelly is one heck of a good teacher. And she's a good friend, too. She certain is. More than that, said Soup. She's a great lady. She's somebody to believe in. You mean like God? Not quite. I can't see God. But I can see Miss Kelly almost every day, except for summer. And even then we stop and say howdy and help her feed her chickens. People can believe in her, and I always will. Yep, I guess that sums it up, I said. There's more to it than that, Rob. Like more what? Miss Kelly believes in us. Soup didn't say any more, nor did he have to, because I knew what he meant about Miss Kelly's believing in us. She had a way of looking at me as if I was the only kid in Vermont, like I was somebody, instead of just another farmer's kid who smelled of chores and sweat and cow dung. She could touch me with her eyes, and I knew that I couldn't tell Miss Kelly a lie. To do so would sour my soul. She sure can hit you with that ruler, said Soup. You're telling me. Rob? Yeah? When old Miss Kelly whacks your hand with the ruler, do you ever tell your ma about it? No, I said, because then I'd just get asked what I'd done to deserve it, and I'd probably get another dose to home. Same with me, said Soup. I sure hate Miss Kelly's ruler, I admitted. We'd be rotten kids without it. Yeah, we certain would. We voted, and as Miss Kelly counted the votes, I watched Soup watch Miss Kelly. Her pencil jotted down a mark for each vote she unfolded from our ballot box, which said Red Cross shoes on it. Miss Kelly had cut a slit in the lid. We all wanted to crowd around her desk to see, but had been told to sit quietly on our benches until the final tally was scored. Soup was holding his breath. He was almost certain to lose, but I was so doggone proud of him that I wanted to lie down on the floor and bawl. Not because he was going to lose, but because I was lucky to have Luther Wesley Vinson for a pal. We have a winner, said Miss Kelly. I'm going to throw up, I thought. My insides can't take it. My stomach just wasn't cut out to be mixed up in politics, not even as a campaign manager. Soup was all smiles, the darn fool. And now the results were going to kick him in the teeth and wreck everything. Norma Jean, said Miss Kelly, you ran a splendid race, and we are all pleased with you. But the winner this election day is our new president, Luther Vinson. I couldn't breathe. Hooray, yelled all the kids except Janice. Norma Jean even clapped her hands when Soup raised his right hand and took his oath, promising to be a strong leader and true and to always get the rest of the kids to do what was good for the school and for all of us. And then Soup walked over and shook hands, as he predicted he would, with Norma Jean Bissell. Soup didn't kiss her hand or anything dumb like that, but he did bow, sort of the way a bow would have been presented to her by Ivanhoe. I lay awake that night. I kept thinking about today, election day, and how surprised I had been at the outcome. Somehow my figuring in advance didn't pan out, yet I was sure how every single solitary kid in the whole room was going to vote, bar none. And I figured, even though I voted for Soup, that Norma Jean was a shoo-in. I smell a rat, I said aloud. Shh. I best keep quiet or I'll wake the whole darn family, including the dog, and then Tam will bark until heck won't hold it. Why can't I sleep? Closing my eyes, I didn't see Soup, because all I saw was the face of another friend of mine, Norma Jean's face. If only I had told her how much I wanted to vote for her, as well as good old Soup. But I had to be loyal, didn't I? Isn't that what knights are supposed to be? I lay awake wondering if I did right or wrong, and I sort of wished that Miss Kelly would walk into my bedroom so I could ask her if I acted with honor. The shadows on my ceiling and walls were still, telling no answer, laughing at me because I was only a kid who didn't know the first thing about voting or honor or love. I just kept seeing Norma Jean's face. How broken her heart must be. I wonder, is she lying awake right now, too sad to go to school or too mad? Yet in school she wasn't mad. She even said congratulations to Soup when they shook hands. I saw her lips move. Had the shoe been on the other foot, old Soup would have been crushed to near beyond repair. Losing that election today would have knocked out all his spokes. But that wasn't the answer. How come Soup got elected? Name by name, I went over all the kids in the school, all 28 of us. Then it hit me. Hard. It took me less than a minute to pull on my pants, shirt, boots, coat, and climb out my window, grab the tree limb, and swing to the ground. Fleet as a doe, I ran across our pasture, passing the Vincents and then the Raffertys, stopping only when I got to where I was going. Luckily, there was a moon. Its silvery light sort of washed my face as I looked up to her window. "Norman Jean," I whispered out, my hands cupping my mouth. Her face appeared above the sill, looking down at me, and I knew that she also had been awake. Carefully, she raised the window, stretching out her hand, much too high for me to ever touch or hold. "It was you, wasn't it?" I asked. "You know, don't you, Rob? You voted for Soup." She nodded her head. "You and Soup worked harder for it than I did." "Compared to you two, I didn't do anything to get elected." "Soup will be a better president. He's the real leader of the school, not me. Soup and you." I sort of swallowed. "You're not sweet on Soup, are you?" "You worked so hard for Soup, and you did so much. I just couldn't stand to see you lose, Rob. Not after you took the ruler instead of reading my letter." Something in her voice made me place my hand over my heart. A whole new feeling, and it wasn't anything like pledging allegiance to the flag. I sort of trembled some. "Are you cold?" she asked. "Only on the outside," I said, smiling. Right then, her lips said 3 words to me very silently, as though it was some sort of prayer that you say only to somebody in your life who is very special to you and always will be. Had her lips actually kissed me on the cheek, I couldn't have been any merrier. I felt happier than a million bubbles. Suddenly, I wanted to sing, so I sang. Hand over my heart, I sang beneath Norma Jean Vissel's window. Knowing which song to sing, I thought earlier, would be a problem in a moment like this. Yet it wasn't. I sang the only song for which I knew all 4 verses. "My country, 'tis of thee." Soup for president.